What's up, everybody? Put my shades on. This is part 2 to my video when I was saying when boxers move up in weight class. Okay. Like I was saying, when boxers move up in weight, when they move up in weight class, boxers don't take their punches with them. And what I went on to say is, like, if a boxer is so interested in fighting a smaller guy, won't they move down? Won't they move down? Like, if everybody was so interested in Sugar Ray Leonard fighting Aaron Pryor, how come Sugar Ray Leonard didn't move down to 140? And it was like, oh, he can't move down to 140. Exactly. He's drained. They say he can't move down. He can't move down. He's drained. He can't move down to 140. Exactly. That's my point. So when a guy moves up in weight class, he's losing. It's not like he's gaining anything. He's losing. And most of the time when a guy moves up in weight class, he's fighting another guy that moved up in weight class. Like when Sugar Ray Leonard went up to fought Marvin Hagler, people were saying that fight wasn't fair, and they were saying Sugar Ray Leonard lost. Well, so be it. But when Tommy Hearns moved up to fight Iran Barkley, what happened? He got knocked out. When Tommy Hearns moved up to fight Marvin Hagler, what happened? He got knocked out. Well, who else? When Trinidad moved up to fight Bernard Hopkins, what happened? He got knocked out. Fighters lose when they move up, but it's like a con game to make you want to see that fight, to make you see a guy moves up in weight, make you want to see a guy that moves up in weight class to fight a bigger guy. Who else? Who named some guys that moved up in weight class? Only got Trinidad moved up in weight class. He beat William Joppy, like I said. But Joppy was fighting the whole fight with his hands down. Who else? Zab Judah moved up and fought Corey Spinks. What happened? Who else? Who else? Whenever these guys move up in weight class, they lose. But even like when Floyd is just a good boxer. But that's why his fights are boring at 147, because he don't knock nobody out at 147. They say he run, he don't run. He just don't trade punches with bigger guys. That's all it is. They say he run, he don't run. He don't stand there and trade punches because he know he doesn't have the punching power to hang with a real 147 fighter. He beat Miguel Cotto, but they both came up from a smaller weight class. He beat De La Hoya, but they both came up from a smaller weight class. He outboxed Alvarez. But Alvarez shouldn't even, that was Alvarez's fault for even trying to box with Floyd Mayweather. He should have went in there and tried to slug with Floyd. It wasn't like he was going to get hurt. But like I was saying before in my other video, when boxers move up in weight class, they don't take their punching power with them. And that's one of the reasons that Floyd is so boring at 147. He's not going to knock nobody out. He knocked Arturo Gatti out, but Arturo Gatti moved up from a smaller weight class. Miguel Cotto moved up from a smaller weight class. All these guys move up from smaller weight classes, and they meet at a higher weight class, and they may knock each other out. But if he was fighting a natural 147, he's not going to knock him out. It's very unlikely. That's my point. That was the point I was trying to make. If Sugar Ray Leonard was so interested in fighting Aaron Pryor, he should have moved down to fight Aaron Pryor. You say, oh, he can't lose no more weight. Well, then forget it then. Stop talking about it. Aaron Pryor beat Alexis Arguello. Alexis Arguello came up from a smaller weight class. That's my point. When guys move up in weight class, they generally do not take their punching power with them. And when they do beat a guy at a higher weight class, it's usually a guy that moved up from a smaller weight class also. It's real simple, man. What happened with Shane Mosley when he tried to beat Vernon Forrest? Vernon Forrest beat him up. Shane Mosley is not a natural 147. He came up from 135, and he got beat up by Vernon Forrest, who was naturally bigger. That's my point. Y'all saying I don't know shit about boxing. I know more about boxing, and I forgot more about boxing than what you know. I'm telling you, when a guy moves up from a smaller weight class, he usually does not take his punching power with him. Tommy Hearns did good at middleweight, but most of the guys he beat at middleweight was guys that moved up also. And the main reason guys move up in weight class is because they lose their discipline. It's They move up to fight more for more money. They move up because they lost their discipline and they don't have the same eating habits, or they just get lazy. That's why guys move up in boxing. That's why they move up in weight class. Those are the number of reasons they move up. Or it's more money up there. But it's a con game. Because you know the guy that's moving up usually going to get beat. Vinny Pazienza, he moved up from a smaller weight class and got beat up by Roy Jones Jr. People making people, but he looks good, Vinny. He looked good because he was muscular and shit like that. But he didn't have a middleweight punch. He don't have a punch that could hurt Roy Jones. Roy Jones mugged Vinny Pazienza. But people that don't know shit about boxing think that's exciting. But if you know anything about boxing, you know Vinny Pazienza had no business in the ring with Roy Jones. Think about it. All right, y'all, I gotta go. Check out my book. Corner Store. This one's called Don't Beat Your Children or They'll Turn Out Like Me. This one is called Corner Stores in the Middle of the Block. And look at my new one I got on there. It's called Agitation Gets the Dirt Out. And Lying is More Provocative Than Hate.
All I need is